want to tell y'all this about Doug Weinstein, man. Dude, always been an attorney, but dude was a motherfucking probate attorney, man. Them folk put dude on the YSL trial just to fill a slot with a lawyer. Brian Steele was the captain, and these motherfuckers were just part of the crew, man. Doug Weinstein didn't do not a motherfucking thing in court but follow the lead of a great attorney, Brian Steele, man. And I watched these individuals have these interviews with this motherfucker and other individuals that were surrounded by the YSL trial. When the only thing they had to do was study the trial like I did. I watched the whole YSL trial from the beginning to the end, and I figured out a lot of things between Gunner, Thug, Woody, Shannon, and a lot of them other individuals in this case. These folk was all telling on each other, trying to save their skin, but at a certain point they couldn't tell on nothing but Thug. And a lot of motherfuckers don't understand this, man. Thug didn't beat their case. Thug pled guilty, and everybody want to holler out, well, he could have went on the trial and he would have beat it like Shannon them did. No, because Thug had more charges than Shannon them had, and they had Thug charged as the leader, and Shannon and Thug and Gunner them were just peons in his big ass enterprise, what they said, man. But when you have to do any kind of research on a case like the YSL trial, you gotta actually watch all the interviews with YSL Woody when he starts telling on them folks. You gotta watch all the motherfucking videos of Yak Gotti down there eating hot wings and telling them folks. And you gotta listen to what these folks say when they say you gotta force immunity. Can't no motherfucker force you to take immunity in no kind of way and make you testify against nobody on this earth, man. Them folk can give you immunity, don't mean you gotta accept it. Woody and every last one of them motherfuckers, Mutu and all them other coward motherfuckers that got on their stand and raised their hand and told the truth about crime that all them folk committed in Atlanta, Georgia, them folk were just rats, man. It wasn't no motherfucking way that you gonna tell me that you get forced to tell on a motherfucker. You can't make a motherfucker take any kind of deal. And if you talk to a real lawyer instead of talking to this motherfucking prey boy, this lawyer right here he was a probate lawyer, man. Dude didn't do nothing but write wills and contracts. This was the first criminal case Doug Weinstein has ever been on in his life. And if Doug Weinstein would have been the only lawyer and Yak Gotti would have been his only defendant and they would have been to trial only by themselves, Yak Gotti be serving a life sentence in the penitentiary because Doug Weinstein wasn't no good attorney in no kind of way, man. Dude told the truth and said Brian Steele just filled the seat with him because he needed some people that he could use like pawns, but he was going to be the captain. Because if you watch the YSL trial, Brian Steele started off every motherfucking question of every witness. Brian Steele was the one that started the closing argument. And all them other lawyers didn't do nothing but just say 2-3 words. Afterwards, I asked 2-3 follow-up questions, the same thing that Brian Steele had already paid out, man. So y'all folk need to do your research and quit listening to these nutting-ass motherfuckers on these bullshit-ass podcasts funded by rapers and pedophiles like Charlamagne the God.